I watched the Chicago Bears play their first game after firing Matt Eberflus, and I was expecting for this to look like a way better team because with how well spoken Thomas Brown sounded in all of his press conferences leading up to this game, he kind of gave you Mike Tomlin vibes. It was a head coach that was well spoken, somebody that, you believed everything that he said. And he wasn't able to back up all of that great talking in this game against the San Francisco 49ers. They lost 38-13, and somehow the Chicago Bears, after firing Matt Eberflus, they somehow got worse because this defense tremendously downgraded in terms of their performance with the firing of Matt Eberflus. They allowed 38 points and 452 total yards. This is the worst performance that the Bears defense has had all season long post Matt Eberflus. You had guys that were out of position. They were blowing coverages. You can say what you want to about Matt Eberflus being a poor game manager. But one thing about it is that this Chicago Bears defense has been a top 10 unit for the majority of this season. And for them to just let a banked up 49ers squad just drive up and down the field against them at will, which is really embarrassing. And I had a homie that sent me one of his parlays, and this fool actually took the Chicago Bears. I was like, bro, are you serious right now? Are you really betting on an interim head coach to beat Kyle Shanahan? Kyle Shanahan definitely is having a down season, but no matter how bad of a season Kyle Shanahan may be having, no matter how many injuries the 49ers have, there was no way in hell he was about to lose to an interim head coach. I mean, Thomas Brown just had circles coached around him in this game. I turned the game off at the start of the fourth quarter when it was 31-6. I don't know how many of y'all watched this game all the way through, but I was just, casually watching it with the sound off here and there, and it was just a really awful game. The offense sucked. Like, the reasoning for why people were excited about Thomas Brown being promoted to the interim head coach is how well the offense has looked ever since they fired Shane Waldron and he became the play caller primarily. But it just seems like he's just in over his head. And he was on the Panthers squad last year, and there were Panthers fans saying, hey, good luck with him. You feel me? It's like Thomas Brown is a likable guy, very well spoken. He talks a good game, but when the games actually get played, he cannot back it up. If you would have listened to Thomas Brown's press conferences all week long leading up to this game and the game got canceled, you would have thought that he was going to be like a great value brand version of Mike Tomlin. He was talking about how they were having player meetings, trying to sort out the issues. Listen, I don't know what they were discussing during those meetings. Maybe they were sorting out issues about maybe the ice cream machine being broken or whatnot, but I didn't see anything improve with this team. If anything, they were better off just keeping Matt Eberflus versus firing him and going to Thomas Brown, because at least Matt Eberflus, yeah, he was losing a lot of close games with a lot of bad coaching, but the game was even close today. It was just a flat-out shit show out there that we were watching out of the Chicago Bears offense. The offense even looked bad. Caleb Williams had a pretty good game, even though he had his first turnover in the first couple of weeks. But it's like with the Chicago Bears, you're just hoping that the season just ends like right now, because you're eliminated from playoff contention. You are not going to make it to the playoffs. At this point, you're just hoping for Caleb Williams to continue to develop, to continue to ascend. So hopefully when Ben Johnson takes this job next year, with the pieces that you already have in place, you can hit the ground running and you can make somewhat of a deep playoff run, because the Chicago Bears are one of the more talented teams in the NFC. And why I was so high on Caleb Williams coming into this year wasn't necessarily because of Matt Eberflus, but it was because of the team that the Bears had put around them. With the moves that Ryan Poles made, trading for Keenan Allen, drafting Rome Odunze in the draft, and signing DeAndre Swift in free agency, you would have thought that this was the best team possible that a rookie quarterback could inherit. And all it's been is a complete disaster. Yes, at best, the Bears were probably going to be a wild card exit. They probably were going to win no more than 9-10 games if they played up to their potential. But nobody was expecting for this team to be as bad as what they have been. This has been one of the NFL's biggest disappointments. And Caleb Williams has played really good football as of late, in spite of the coaching changes and the dysfunction going on in this organization. They got Kevin Warren being the dude who is going to be running their head coaching search. This is the same person that tried to cancel football during the COVID-19 pandemic. Are you kidding me? Well, what does Kevin Warren know about football to be having the power to make these head coaching decisions, to be interviewing head coaching candidates? The Chicago Bears are just a complete mess right now. And I was really surprised to see the 49ers just having their third string running back. By the way, they had some dude named Isaac Guerrero out of Louisville just destroying them on the ground game, and he even got injured. And they had another running back who was going to town on this defense. I've never seen the Bears defense look as bad as what they did in this game after firing Matt Eberflus. Firing Matt Eberflus made the Chicago Bears even worse than what they were. And I don't know what this shows about Chicago moving forward, but what it tells me is that, this is just an organization that just can't be trusted to hire or make the right decisions. And I don't even know if Ben Johnson is going to take this job. I really don't. You can say that on the outside looking in, on a surface level, Chicago is a job that nobody really should pass up on because you got everything needed to win. But if I was Chicago, I would hire Bill Belichick. Just let him be the general manager. Let him make the decisions, because I can't trust Kevin Warren to make the right decisions. And I can't even say that I trust Ryan Poles to make the right decisions necessarily. Yeah, he made a few good trades. Yeah, he swindled the Carolina Panthers. You feel me? But look how bad this offensive line is. He's responsible just as much as what Matt Eberflus was for the disaster that this team has been. Now, should he get fired after this season? Absolutely not. But it's like, he needs to look at himself in the mirror and also hold himself accountable for the tragedy that the Bears have been. It's a guy, I think his name is Skull Shig. I love watching his Chicago Bears videos because he always has this catchphrase that makes me laugh every time. He always says, Bears football. And when I was watching this game today, I was just saying to myself, yeah, like, this is Bears football at its finest. They just suck. That's the only way to put it. They're just cursed. They just don't know how to win. Rather, if it's Matt Eberflus forgetting to call a timeout to help his rookie quarterback out, or if it's him allowing a game-winning Hail Mary to be scored up against his defense, and if it's Thomas Brown talking a good game leading up to the game and just getting outclassed and outcoached when game day walks around, I really thought that Thomas Brown was going to be able to provide a spark with this team, provide a different energy for the Bears. But, all it was an even worse clown show than what it already was with Matt Eberflus.